How's it going, folks? So this is the H.I.S. tank, the RC H.I.S. tank. I'm gonna make a more detailed tutorial. This is my first version of it. I tried to keep it simple with just the threads being RC, but it's got a lot of room in there for a lot of modifications. The next one, I'm gonna try to do a few other modifications on it. But this is, as you can tell, it's as close as possible to the original. The tank threads are fairly narrow, which is, I measured it to try to maintain that distance, and I was able to keep that distance. That triangular track was probably one of the hardest things that I had to look for. It's just a weird design. The H.I.S. tank looks cool. It looks like a Cobra vehicle by all means. It's an awesome toy, but as far as design is concerned, I'm not too sure if any engineer would build a tank this way. But like, again, it's cool, right? So, and of course, me wanting to make everything RC. It took me a while to find that thread that was designed that way, or that was able to be modified to and maintain that design. I tried to maintain all the angles and everything as far as the H.I.S. tank is concerned. One of the biggest things that you can tell is that the front is a little bit modified. It doesn't look like the original, just because of the RC. And in here, there's a little bit of gap that is visible, that's different. Beyond that, well, I guess a little bit back here still has that tow hitch, but beyond that, it maintains the same look as the original H.I.S. Besides the fact that it's an RC. So I'm gonna try to get, there's a lot of detail as far as how to build this. Later on, actually, I have the parts for to make a few others. So later on, I'm gonna show. Keep an eye out for me to make a tutorial on how to build it, what parts I used, and the techniques that I used. Just a little bit of that. These are the sprockets that I used to make the original looking design of the H.I.S. Another thing I had to do that's highly noticeable is this. It's just a floating floating face for this. It's just from, if I would have kept a solid face on it, there would be no give on the tracks, so the tracks might get stuck or overload the engine if it got hung up on this part. To maintain the look, that's why I made it floating. I did want to maintain the look. I don't want it to look any different than the original. So it does have some springs in there, so it has give, so it can go up and down, left and right. It can get pushed around, so, and that also allows for more clearance. I tried to maintain that clearance where it could be functional, a little bit functional. Again, like I said, the design is just on a practical basis, the design for the tank is horrible. I don't think any engineer would ever design a tank this way, but it looks cool. So so I try to maintain as much as possible. The clearance, later on I'll make a video as far as it running, but the clearance is a lot better than I thought it was gonna come out. But it's about maybe about, say, a quarter inch. Again, it's working with these tracks. The design of it, it's actually from a Radio Shack toy. I'll give you more details, show you the original vehicle that I worked with on a later tutorial, because it does get a little bit complicated. And also I'll show you what I did to modify it in order for me to get the distance from the tracks, because the vehicle is actually, the original vehicle for these tracks is a little bit wider. So I'll show you, I'll make a video when I build the next one. So the next one I'm looking to do is make the turret, of course, go left and right, and then possibly up and down for the guns, for the cannons, laser cannons, and also put in a light. There's plenty of room in here without compromising the cockpit and the turret, in order for us to put a lot of electronics in here. That's one of the great things about this toy. Another big modification is that the original wheels were slick, so I had to put in teeth in here for the tracks to actually grab on, because the added extra weight with slick wheels. The original vehicle was light, so it didn't need too much grab on the tracks. But since we added weight, with that excess weight, these threads would just kind of turn in place. They wouldn't grab. So one of the big modifications that you might be able to tell is these teeth right here. It's real hard to get it precise, so it does kind of jump a little bit, but these tracks are designed fairly well, where there's a lead in the track that maintains the stability of it. So when it's turning, these threads don't pop out, which is possible with a lot of these tank threads that aren't designed to be modified. Again, keep an eye out for the do-it-yourself, the tutorial on how to build this. I'm gonna make a few others of this, so I'll make the video, that way you can show you the parts, the technique, what I did, and what you can do to make it an easier process for you to make one. Oh, another thing too to take note is that the antenna out here, I tried to incorporate it into the features of the H.I.S.S tank, so that this is one of those things that just kind of sticks out that might not look original. The bottom here, of course you can see it's modified, and you have two switches, one for each track. This is the RC transmitter. Turn that on, turn both of these tracks on. It is proportional, so it's I can control the speed. And it's fairly fast, and you can see this here in the middle, how it bounces up and down depending on the track when it hits it. I tried to get it perfect, but as close as possible, but it floats. So, and these tracks, once in a while, they kind of jump from here because of these teeth. I still haven't perfected that, how to get it perfect, but it really doesn't hinder the function of it. It's still pretty good as far as the track not being hindered by that. Let's see here. So later on I'll make a video on dirt and show you how it functions on dirt, and then we'll take it from there. So keep an eye out for the dirt trials on this one, and then also the how to do it yourself video, the tutorial on how to build it in parts. Alright folks, hopefully you like it, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I might sell one of these since I have a few that I can build. I might sell this one, so keep an eye out for that too.